Trevor Belmont fought death
So did
and
Mikasa.
won. She uses death.
Yeah.
Mikasa fought fucking big ass titans,
She
which great feat,
harnesses.
but she couldn't do it alone.
What'd you say about her
She
feet?
couldn't. She
Bruh.
she couldn't even. She couldn't
Whoa.
solo her own universe by herself. How
She
she can
could.
solo one person? No,
Like
she
a
can't.
regular Titan. I doubt Trevor could kill a Titan.
I don't know. He fought death.
Trevor would definitely be able to fucking kill a Titan.
Death
Are you
is
serious?
different in every series. Death and Chainsaw Man, like, no one's beating Death and Chainsaw Man. Except for Makima, but, spoilers.
Lucky this entire time I had Mikasa and Makima mixed up. Makima had more of a fighting chance with Trevor Belmont. But
Yeah, Makima would no diff Trevor Belmont. Mikasa low diff.
are you sure about that?
Yeah, 100%.
You sure
1,000%,
about that?
actually. Yeah, no,
Same, dude.
1,000%.
But Mikasa versus Trevor Belmont for sure is whooping.
No, it's low diff.
He's whooping feet.
No, Mikasa.
Yes.
Mikasa is winning 9 out of 9 times.
That's actually hysterical.
You're the funny guy, actually. Can you maybe center your camera just so you're not cut off?
I wasn't cut off the way I had it originally.
I know, but it just doesn't work
Well,
with.
now the whole freaking thing's fricked. This is better
There we
for
go.
you?
Yes, it's better.
Easy
It's
lives?
better. It's
Actually, perfect view for that.
What is going on? I feel a little rusty though. I know we just sat here for forever.
Gannon
Waiting.
sitting over there.
Let me carry.
He's cooming out all of his fucking pores over Warhammer and his custodies and shit.
I'm actually gonna be running Dark Angels.
That is what you said.
When I'm
But yeah.
like for the tabletop, because like Custodes, I went to get the what was that? The Blade Guard pack, and 100 were bought in the last month, and I think Sir Cavill brought a lot of popularity, even more so to the Custodes when he was like, "Well, I run Custodes."
Yeah.
But
But the other guy wanted Necrons.
well, yeah, that. But then even like in that interview type deal, remember I sent you guys that video? He was like, "Well, Custodes, but the Custodes aren't technically a chapter. So if I had to go with a chapter, it would probably be Blood Angels or Salamanders.
Yeah.
Or the Grey Knights, because Grey Knights are demon hunters and yeah.
Salamanders, 100%.
Dark Angels, baby. Or Grey Knights, honestly. Grey Knights are sick. That's frick.
Sick as frick.
Sick as frick!
If you guys haven't noticed, we're pretty deep into Space Marine. Gannon definitely 0 to 100 in a week. Still getting there.
I fuck with the game. That's as far as I'll go.
As far as games go, it's a good game. Space Marine 2.
Great game.
But he's, as you can see, Gannon is into the figurines and painting them. And are you going to play? How do you even play?
You have to get a codex, and you have to get the rule book. And the game store nearest to my house actually does Warhammer tournaments on Sunday evenings.
That's gonna cost you a grand total of $800 just
More
to
than
get
that.
started.
More
More
than
than
that.
that.
Christ, I was trying to be nice.
I mean, dude, it's to fully complete one. I'm not even fully completed this one. It's taken me a week, but I was also waiting for my paint to come in, which I now have
We need Let's have
so much paint.
Let's have a fucking discussion on why hobbies cost so goddamn much. I've been trying to get into shit. I've been trying game development, expensive as fuck. But that's not even a hobby. It's just kind of something on the side I'm trying to do, but it's just like if you want to like play pickleball, you gotta like invest in the equipment of that shit.
For
Warhammer,
my
you gotta
pickles and
like
balls.
Well,
shut
it's
the.
like, well, it goes back to electricity. Really, this could have been a non-funded, like it should have been free energy from the get-go, and it could have been free energy from the get-go. But instead, they put a price on everything.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like AI
go ahead
should
and
be.
laugh still, Adrian. After I made a freaking
No,
point.
it just didn't make sense when you first said it. It was
Whoa,
just,
what's
where
happening?
are you
I'm
But
just
going
when
got
you
with
a.
this?
first,
I have an endless hat of just. What is this? What is this? Oh my gosh! It just. Oh,
Ugh.
I didn't know it did
uh,
that. I can't put it back down now.
But anyways, I think AI should have like what AI is currently doing right now. It's taking all the art and stuff and trying to take those jobs away and those like creative passions away. When instead we should be having AI do all the fucking desk work jobs that like just require like people making emails or like social media or maybe not social media because that's still a creative job, but like I feel like CEOs like AI should just take over that. I would probably trust an AI more than like some of the CEOs out there.
Me too.
And then those jobs just, those are the jobs we would probably take, like some of the middle management shit. And then we can just spend our times playing video games and painting and like playing Warhammer and
Well, we
doing
got.
what we
fun stuff.
should do is,
As humans, we're forces of the race. See, that's why AI can have all the fun shit because they can't figure out how to put a price on these guys. They get to do all the fun stuff. That's like back before the industrial complex got put into everything, and we were just sitting out in the woods painting and partying, making art, writing hieroglyphs, doing fun stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's
well, I don't think
all
your people were writing hieroglyphs again.
the Irish definitely were. You ever heard of a rune? Once again, Adrian.
That's
Oh
a
my
rune, not a
gosh.
hieroglyph.
Tomato, tomato is a fancy way of writing. One's just with pictures, and one is with stuff that just squiggly lines. But they
Yeah.
both say something
Isn't
that
everything just a hodgepodge of squiggly lines and straight lines?
I think there's a deeper metaphor here that we're now touching into.
Everything's just binary. It's zeros and ones, baby.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm hetero. Ain't nothing bi about me.
Oh,
That's
I
the
beg to differ.
that is the gayest thing I've heard you say.
Anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the Something Original podcast. My name is Adrian, and here in our lovely virtual studio, we are joined with our other host.
Chase.
And the lion.
Welcome back. It's been a month and a week since we've recorded. Whoa. Insane.
I know.
Well,
Had a
but
lot of life stuff going on.
I've a lot of life stuff. Nothing too serious, I wouldn't say.
Big
Just kidding.
news.
Just kidding. I got married, and
Greggy's gonna make the episode all about him.
no, I
Ooh,
was
yeah, I got married. I had
I
a
was
wedding.
literally about to say, and these guys came out to celebrate with me, and that's why we have been very preoccupied. And we also decided, with school starting and work stuff
Oh, yo.
and other work stuff, we are all just very busy, and we just never had time to do this on our regularly scheduled allotted recording time. So we had to figure out something new that works for everybody, and here we are.
Back stronger than ever.
Longer than ever.
Mm-hmm. Now, Kith.
I'm sorry,
Man, I
Adrian.
hate
Were you
fantasy
just boring
football.
you?
Yeah, it's quite
No,
frankly, dude.
I do. This is my
Hmm.
30 seconds. Man, I fucking hate fantasy football because I was looking and I'm still beating this guy by a lot. But I look over and fucking Saquon Barkley, 65-yard rushing touchdown, jumps from like 13 points to 38. I mean, I still got Malik Neighbors in there, and I still got Godwin, and then
Eh.
the rest of my team to play. That wasn't 30
And
seconds, you
I
lying
hear
piece of
these
shit.
I
names now.
I literally did. I counted
I
it.
I hear these names now, and I think of the Key and Peele skit was like Saquon Barkley, Missouri State, or what was the other one you said? Malik something.
Malik
Neighbors.
Neighbors? Oh, that's my dude. Like a good
Malik
neighbor.
Malik
Malik is there.
Neighbors. Malik Neighbors.
All
The
right,
neighbors know
Gannon.
my name.
Florida State.
Last name. I'm not gonna say your
The
last
neighbors
name.
think I'm selling dope. I'm coming up with some neighbors ones. Um, but actually, I wanted to circle back to something because Chase, you were talking about hobbies. This kind of goes into something I had. Because like I've also realized that hobbies are fucking expensive, and anything I want to get into, like I wanted to get into the One Piece card game. Just getting a pack is like $40. It's just like just to get one pack. Like, and I
Yeah.
gotta like find places that does tournaments. I gotta relearn how to play. Like, nah. But
Nerd
I've
stuff
been reading.
sells now.
Yeah.
Back
Unfortunately.
back in high school, we used to get made fun of for all this stuff, and now it's so mainstream that everybody just keeps paying for it.
Yeah, but no, I've recently gotten into just reading, but I've been reading like more mangas. Like I know we talk about reading mangas, but like I've been getting more into it. I found one that I feel like you guys would find interesting that just started coming out uh, last weekend. I just read the second chapter today. It's called a Shinobi Undercover. Seems like it'll be a good one.
Please elaborate for us, for the
Um,
people. Summarize it.
so first off, it's kind of got like a Sakamoto Days vibe when it comes to like how the fighting will be. It'll be like out in the open, but like to the untrained eye, like barely noticed type of thing. Like, and it centers around this. I think he's like 16, 17, and he's a government ninja. So his job is, protect government targets or whatever. And he and two other ninjas get sent to a high school where he has to be an undercover student protecting some chick. The only thing is he's deathly afraid of like talking to people and like in general. But in the first chapter it shows like he's like the best of the best because there's like some dude that tries to like stab him in the neck, and it's like one of those scenes where it's like the main character chops his head off but like doesn't actually do it. It's just like the guy has like a vision he's about to get his head cut off by some kid's hand, and it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting. Seems like it'll be good.
Mm-hmm. I'm very hyped for Don Da Don. It's anime comes out October 7th, but the
I gotta get into
manga
that.
I've been reading that. It is so fucking good. It is just like, Jesus
What was I gonna
Christ.
say? I was gonna start reading Blue Exorcist because I heard good things about that.
That
The
came out
anime's
like
sweet.
forever ago. Yeah,
The
Yeah,
anime's sweet.
the anime
I
is
wanna I wanna
good.
read it before I watch it. What was a couple? I have a couple others that I was planning to read.
I actually, me and Shiloh sat down and watched Cyberpunk last night. We got to episode 8, literally in one sitting. And I'll have her testify maybe for it, but I know Adrian's seen it. Gannon, you're the only one of like our immediate friend group that hasn't watched it. And everybody says it is so fucking good. On Netflix, it even says it's one of the most liked shows of people who watched it. And Shiloh was very on the fence about watching it. She does not like the sci-fi, cyberpunk-ish stuff. She just doesn't like it. I made her sit down and watch it, and she we were gonna stop at like episode 5, but she just wanted to keep watching because it just kept like getting better and better and better. We had to stop on episode 8 because it was, it was getting late. So that, I mean, if that doesn't tell you, hey, just go try it out. It's literally only 10 episodes. Go try it out right now because season 2 was announced this week. It wasn't this weekend, but it was this week.
Interesting.
Maybe.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. A couple other
Maybe.
ones.
I thought that would be a lot harder.
There's a couple other. Seraph of the End. I heard that one's pretty
Oh,
good.
Surf at the End is tough.
I've actually heard that.
And
yeah.
then this one's only got 26 chapters out. It's called Zombie Powder. I have it in like my favorite because I'm gonna start reading that. It says it's a team of super skilled criminals roams a science fiction Wild West, each with their own reason to hunt for the ultimate prize, the 12 Rings of the Dead, which can raise the dead and grant eternal life.
That sounds sick though. That last one.
Zombie Fighter, yeah.
Yeah,
It
that
had me
sounds
at
sick.
Wild, like it's a sci-fi Wild West. I fuck with
Yeah,
that.
dude.
I fuck with that.
I've been rewatching Trigun, so that's all. That sci-fi.
I gotta
Wild
get
West
into
stuff
that.
is so cool. Trigun is sweet, bro. It's so classic.
I've been trying to watch. I've literally tried to watch Neon Genesis Evangelion like 4 separate times now, just because I know how much it like impacted all the other anime out now. I just like can't get past, and this is gonna be like very like controversial. Maybe old animes I cannot sit through. The animation quality is just like not something I can like focus in on, honestly. Maybe it's the brain rot. I need like nice flashing fluid animation, but I just like I get to like
I
episode
got
like 5 of Neon Genesis and I'm just like I'm zoned out. I
I
cannot.
gotta disagree with that. I feel like you gotta
Thank you.
watch Samurai Champloo. That
Oh, I
animation
have. That's a
style,
good one. That's a good
super
one.
fluid.
I watched Cowboy Bebop, but that's the thing.
Hmm.
Cowboy Bebop is very fluid. Evangelion is it's fluid enough, but the thing is it's like mechs, so mechs typically aren't fluid. So maybe that's like I don't know. I don't
Gundam.
know.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say
Gundam was fire.
some of the original Gundam ones are. It's because when you think about it in like the sense of
Trigun.
like Ninja Kamui or whatever
Yeah,
that
dude.
garbage ass one. Is that what it was called? Ninja Kamui? I already
Yeah.
forgot that. I've already purged it from my mind, the name. So
Well,
that's
dude,
and
You guys were
when
hyping it up
studios try
so
to
hard too.
yeah, because it looked good until it finished the first season. Then it was like, what the? When studios try to do too much and like this CGI type of thing, that's
hmm
what a lot of studios are leaning more towards for things. It it just starts if you got to be able to execute it well because like direct opposites Ninja Kamui, that shit was garbage. But the last episode of the most recent Demon Slayer episode, the like mansion exploding and shit, fucking sick. That was great, like
Wait, did
CGI.
Gannon watch that?
No,
Okay. I guess it didn't really give away much. There's a mansion that explodes at
I'm
the
trying to
end.
get through this sword. The, you know, what I mean, the arc, the training arc.
Of what?
The Hashira training arc.
Yeah, the Hashira training arc.
Oh, well, it's in the same season.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I haven't got all the way through it, but I
it's
think it
not.
was. Yeah.
It's not too hard. It's not too long.
It's only
I
8
finished
episodes
faster.
too. So
Yeah, I
See,
finished faster than I thought watching it.
my
we finished it in like a weekend.
Pause.
my thing with animation is I love a lot of the old stuff, and I can go back and rewatch it. But when there's like what I'm piggybacking off of what Adrian said with the CGI, it just makes it feel a little disingenuous when like there's cool animations and then it's like, why is it now CGI right here?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's what happened with Ninja Kamui is when they started adding the mech suits. They could have made those
Yeah,
mech suits actually cool. but they made them so they were like a CGI with the rest of the world like regular drawn
Yeah,
animation. It
if
takes
they
a
would have stuck with the animation with that, it honestly probably would have gone so much better watching
yeah.
it.
And that's why like with the
I didn't
old
even get
stuff,
that far in. I just watched
the
clips and it was terrible.
like Hellsing Ultimate, Trigun, like those are my top
That's what it
five.
was. That's one that you
Hellsing
told me.
Ultimate,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was thinking about
and
that.
like you got these like Hellsing Ultimate. Even the fight scenes back in this old school anime are so well written, and they're just gory, and it's perfect.
Me and Shiloh just watched Death Note again. Like I've gotten through it like
Classic.
sort of
And
apart. Like somebody like way back when, like I got to a certain part and I just stopped watching. But this time we like watched all the way through to like through all the important bits. And that's one that's like it's an older one, and some of the animation quality definitely does not hold up to modern standards. But it's just about it's like the story keeps you in it. That's a good thing. And I feel like some of the older animes that are like legendary, I feel like some of their stories just don't hit as hard. Like Neon Genesis just is not hitting hard enough for me quite yet. I understand the story is supposed to be very, very good, but it's just not hitting yet. And it's there's just like a wall that I can't get past with it.
I think they have to have in the old animes. They have to have a lot of like beyond just good storytelling is just like characters with good characteristics. If that makes sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
with Trigun, like okay, as I'm rewatching through it, Vash is just a goofball, but he's so lucky that things just kind of land on their feet, and you don't even really know who Vash is. Like I'm like 10 episodes in, and you still don't know how he came about, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
leaving that mystery of like he's a very lovable character, and he's not like he protects everybody around him, and it's like, but where is he from? Why do people have a bounty on his head? And that kind of old classic storytelling within anime because they do that with a lot of them back then. I think it was just like, who is this guy? You know,
Yeah.
and it's like it lets the rest of the side characters almost paint the story for you, which I that's where I think a lot of newer animes I get turned off by, where it's like, okay, I get it, the
Yeah.
same. Yeah, but the animations are so good too. Like I'm right there with I'm with both of you on a lot of this. Like the new stuff is great. Like I think about Fate, dude. The Fate fight scenes entirely drawn all the way up to the third one, and is incredible. It's like war, but if it was an art form, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, mm,
I actually saw an interesting TikTok yesterday. It was like a day in a life of like an anime director, and it was this guy, and it does look like there's a lot that goes into your average anime production process that would seriously like not be okay with like any sort of standard uh like any making anything in America. Like in Japan, they like have crazy work schedules where they're working like almost 20 hours a day and they're not getting paid barely for it. And they go through the a day in the life of this guy who's literally just like hopping from one thing to another, and he's like sitting in like meetings, like voice acting meetings, and like they're sitting there for like 5 hours with a voice actor just trying to make sure the lines are sound good. I didn't know that was such a like grueling process for that. And then he also like has to help animate some stuff, and he has to go through and like do the color grading and for certain scenes, and like how some of the background images are gonna look versus like what how the characters look on screen. It's such a like extreme process, I'm just like, oh, okay, like maybe slip in a few CGI scenes here if it can help you out a little bit. But yeah, definitely not overbogging the anime with CGI is definitely the route I would go. But I know like Demon Slayer has done that where it doesn't look bad. You can tell it's there, but it doesn't look bad. Attack on Titan did it at the start of like season 4, and they still just kind of kept doing it with Mappa. Mappa did a pretty good job with the CGI Titans, in my opinion. So, I mean, yeah, if it helps out, sure, but definitely like the Ninja Kamui thing situation, I heard is just not great, and the Berserk anime where it's just all fucking CGI, goddamn,
One
no.
One Piece I don't think hardly ever uses. I mean, granted, they're basically killing all their workers, and I have not watched that much of One Piece, but I've seen these scenes on TikTok, and I
I
see
think
stuff
with
like that. I see stuff
I,
like
Because
that where
One
it's been
Piece,
going on for
One
like
Piece
20
relies,
years,
yeah,
and it's
One
just they
Piece has
still.
relied heavily on like instead of CGI, like leaning into CGI, they've leaned more into like impact frames and stuff during fights, which just make
So
it kind
hard.
of it gives that the animation like an elevation
I don't
mm-hmm.
above
even
what it
know
is.
what the impact frames mean. I know that there's guys that do stops on
Yeah,
like
those
the
are
videos.
Yeah,
yeah, those are the
yeah, those are
impact
Well, no,
scenes.
I mean like, but I don't know what the pictures. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know these
Oh
characters because,
yeah,
like when um, Zoro was fighting, what was his name? King. What was
Kaido.
his name?
King.
The King. When he was fighting King, there's like faces came up, and I'm like, I don't know who these characters are, but the fact that they have put that much animation in split seconds
Mm-hmm.
is amazing. Like, just think about individually crafting those, and they're and to the naked eye, you're not even getting that. You know what I mean? Like these guys have to then go through stop the video to catch
Yeah,
it, and that's
yeah.
what I think about CGI. And I'm like, why y'all even using this in the first place?
Yeah,
That's just
there
me.
was one in that same arc. Uh, it was when Law and Kid were fighting Big Mom. It was an impact frame. Some attack hit Big Mom, and one of the impact frames on like I don't remember if it was like fire or light. It was like within something. The words "Big Mom Pack" were written in the
Mm-hmm.
impact frame. I don't know. I feel like I talked
Yeah,
about
That's
that
all of them.
before, but
that's also another thing that I've noticed with One Piece animation, uh, just by itself, because they're like one of the only animation studios that outsource a lot of their animators. So that I remember that scene, the scene that you're talking about. The person who animated that is just like a regular American like freelance animator who did that like portion of the scene. And I've noticed they've been doing that with a lot of different like animators. They just like pull like famous animators from all around the world to do certain scenes in their anime, and I think that can help out the process with like getting those out and just kind of piecing them together and stuff.
And it'd
yeah.
be a
I mean,
huge
in
honor to be a
general,
part of like such a because
Long, long
even
going
though
anime, yeah.
yeah, it's like somebody coming in and like working on Dragon Ball. Like that'd be like especially as an animator because you know they've seen all these shows. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I want to watch One Piece, and one day I will just put my foot down and just watch it.
I
And
think the
I want
next thing I'm gonna watch is Bleach.
Bleach is
I'm
I'm
fire,
just
re
gonna sit
bro.
down and watch
I'm
Bleach.
rewatching not
Bleach is
everything,
so good.
just specifically that arc where they have the fake Katakura town and they're fighting Aizen, like leading into the fight with Ichigo and Aizen. I'm rewatching that again because
It's so tough.
that
Aizen's
whole arc is just
diabolical.
tough.
I remember watching through that, and I'm like, I didn't because you know he like misleads everybody in the very beginning. I didn't see it
Yeah,
coming. A lot of times you kind of pick up on like, okay, yeah, he's a villain. I genuinely, low key thought dude was murked because I thought he was a good dude.
I still
Turns
think
out,
one of my favorite Aizen scenes is when um he's fighting like everyone, and I don't remember if it was before. I think it was right after uh Captain Hitsugaya stabbed Momo, thinking it was Aizen, and then Shinji was like, "When'd you start using your Kyoka Suigetsu?" And he's like, "What made you think I already wasn't using it?" Like, that's hard. Just 17 steps ahead of them.
Bro is diabolical. He's lost his bollocks.
Yeah. What was I gonna say earlier? Oh, I was gonna say
So,
what you were saying, Chase, about like how they get like American animators. I feel like they're starting just to kind of lean more towards just like writers and animators in America, because the showrunner for the One Piece live action is an American,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty interesting.
Well, I
Like,
think the
yeah, they're
most of the
working closely
production
with
is
Oda.
being done in America, though, right? Like all the actors
Yeah,
are
most
pretty much American.
weird
Like
because it's
everything's being done in English.
yeah. Well, no, Sanji's actor is Spanish and some other European
Yeah,
country.
Zoro's Japanese too, but
Japanese.
I'm pretty sure like the whole
Iñaki
like
is Mexican. The guy playing
yeah.
Luffy is Mexican. And then,
But yeah, the production itself is like being done in
yeah,
I
because
America.
just
it's
saw.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Uh, just some American dude. He's just American.
What are your thoughts on that? You look like you're
Dude, the guy they have casted for Ace, I saw the casting for Ace, and I'm like,
I don't know if they
fire.
released the casting for Ace yet.
I thought they had somebody.
I know they've been like
they
fucking
put
fan
out
casting that
Crocodile
shit.
and somebody, but
Yeah,
Who's playing
Crocodile and
Crocodile?
Joe
guy
Manganiello.
from we were talking
Uh,
about it the other day, Gannon.
he's been in a lot of stuff. He was in True Blood. He was
I've seen
Arrow.
in the
True
DC
Blood.
universe. Well, not the Arrow show. I was
Oh.
confusing him with Manu Bennett, but he was Deathstroke in the Justice League movie.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, he would actually. See, the thing is, I know a lot of these characters in One Piece, and I have never watched it. That's
I
just
got
how
all the
impactful it
I
is.
got all the way up to Skypiea, and then I'm starting over because I forgot everything what happened.
I got to where they were
Nice.
fighting the Catmen, and then I just need to probably start over. I was
The
on like episode
Catman?
23.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know I'm talking about the Butler.
Yeah. So you haven't gotten to like, or maybe you're like right before Arlong. I don't know. Arlong was a good arc.
Arlong is, if you don't feel some type of emotion from the walk-up scene to Arlong Park after Luffy puts the hat on Nami's head, there's something wrong with you.
I know what's Arlong is the series.
I love it. I've realized lately, because I've been reading it, I haven't really cared about watching the new episodes as much, because I already know past that what's happening. Man, shit's getting crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really like catch up to like it just
Yeah.
from what you see in like Arlong Park and like in the beginning before they get to the Grand Line, drastically different from what is happening and what just happened. Like just like from fighting like one pirate in one like part of the sea here. It's not even the Grand Line to like taking on the fucking government. Like just a giant fucking leap. Like taking on the whole fucking government. Just pretty insane.
Yeah. I'm excited. I definitely want to watch it, and I feel like Bleach is definitely. It's also a very long anime, but I feel like I can get through that better than One
It's because it
Piece.
has Bleach
The
has
fillers.
and it has random filler like episodes or like 3, 4 like episode series, like filler
Yeah.
ones,
It'll
and then it'll
kill
have
you.
like entire filler arcs, and it's just like
It'll
what is
I
kill
this?
you.
can. Yeah, I can just skip those. I can just. Boop.
Like
That's
One
what I did
Piece
with
filler
Naruto. I
arcs.
literally skipped half of Naruto.
One Piece filler arcs are like 7 episodes,
Yeah.
Too much.
and they
Can't do
rarely
it.
happen. and like you'll get some filler episodes, but probably half of those would just be like recap episodes or just like highlighting everything a character did in this arc so far, leading up to
Yeah.
like their big fight in this arc. Like it's a lot of it's just canon episodes. That's why it's hard to get through too. It's like
Gannon episodes.
it's just a
Had
lot of
Gannon
information.
episodes.
It's just there's so much One Piece info that just gets thrown at you during the series. Like I can't tell you much about like some of the Bleach arcs or some of the Naruto arcs. Like some of those have just like the info is just like lost. Like One Piece is just all the anime info I
I
have,
think
and
it's
it's
because
so
you
much.
just recently have been like invested in it. Naruto was one of those series that I first got into and I was obsessed with, and it kind of shaped kind of how I feel about anime in general. I always wanted like another Naruto like anime to dive into after that. So Naruto, I feel like just always like I know a lot of the main arcs and stuff, but it's also I haven't I literally never watched Bleach, and I've never like gotten through
You've
One
never
Piece.
watched
So the big
Bleach is
three,
great.
Naruto is like the only one I've watched.
I watched Naruto all the way through. It's been a while. I did it when I was on restriction, so I had a lot of time.
How'd you do
When I
that
was in the
without any
Navy,
of your electronics?
I got caught with my phone.
Shipmate.
Acting like I didn't get caught a week before I got off restriction with my phone.
That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
Hey,
I don't even know what you guys are talking about, but I'm embarrassed for you.
tell me how though. I went in like a week and a half span. I went from on restriction, caught with my phone, to no consequences from that. Going on leave as soon as I got off restriction and moving into a better barracks.
Yeah.
Like I should have got like another 30 days restriction.
Sounds like you were
Instead, I
putting
was
out.
no. You just gotta
We'll let
you
the
gotta know
audience
how to
decide.
gotta know how to manipulate people sometimes. I lied my way out of that situation so much.
Sex talks.
The lies I told to get out of that, crazy. But hey, fuck them. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, one of the lies is I'm straight.
Game is game.
I don't know if he fully heard you.
No, I heard.
All right, we're 40 minutes in. Should we switch gears away from anime?
Gears of War, Gears of Warhammer.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk video games, doesn't veer away from video games and anime.
Well, we are a video games and anime podcast, Adrian. I don't know how many times I have to say this.
Where you want to veer towards,
Yeah,
Adrian?
where do you want to go? You want to talk about the
I just
social economic situation in this country?
no. This is
Yeah,
just my
Jaden
other.
Smith.
Yeah,
This is
Jaden
the
Smith.
only other thing I had that wasn't gaming related. But I just saw this recently through TikTok. Apparently, this is something that's been going on. Have you ever seen this dude? His ads. His name is V Shred. Ever seen the V Shred ads? So apparently there'll be a clip in those ads where he's like on a podcast talking about like he's just in the middle of answering some like in-depth question about like health and stuff. But like if you actually look, it's a mock background of Joe Rogan's podcast. He's never been a guest on the podcast. So he filmed a fake podcast segment for an ad. And apparently other people do this for ads. Like, have you ever seen an ad where somebody's talking on a
I
podcast and
actually,
they don't show the podcast name or it looks like a prominent podcast? Like 9 times out of 10, that person's never been on the podcast, and they made either a mock background or like green screen or something, like a fake segment, and put it into an ad
yes.
just to seem legitimate.
I actually follow this guy named Scotty Fitness or something like that. Is this dude with a
Hmm.
giant
Yeah,
red mustache? And in every one of
yeah,
his
I've seen
videos, he
him.
says, "And fuck B Shred." In every single one of his videos,
He
I'll
hates
be like,
he hates him. I've seen it. I've seen it. He hates
he'll
that
be
dude.
like cooking, and then he just does the most random thing. Like he'll be just like doing full on splits against both of his counters, and then he'll be like mixing again, and then he'll like veer off, and he goes, "Fuck B Shred."
Yeah.
Every video. So
I don't think
Apparently, the
I'm
fitness
sharing the
community
same for
doesn't
you
like B
page
Shred.
as you guys.
Yeah.
yeah,
Or what do you, like? It's just crazy that people are like. I get advertising and stuff. You gotta fake it. You fake it till you make it. But
but going on,
when it
Joe
comes,
Rogan's crazy.
yeah, but when it comes to like the logistics of marketing and like how wise it is to fake being on a prominent podcast is just, and he's not the only one that's done it. There's the video I saw. There's like a couple other people who've done it, and like you'll notice the table isn't the exact same color. Like
Mm-hmm.
As the drapes.
it's like a different grain of wood or like something. Like it's not the same table. The mic is, it resembles the mic he has, but it's like not the exact same mic or like something in the background. Like it's just
Have you
it,
seen those entrepreneur videos where they're talking about like very like man stuff, but it's literally just like a comedy bit? All those are like obviously fake, but it's like
mhm.
they do the same thing where they set up like a fake conference room or a fake podcast setup, and they're just like it's just like the most toxic masculine thing that they can throw at that. It's obviously satire. Those guys are funny. I like them.
Mhm.
Shout out entrepreneur. Shout out. They're also a part of Friday Beers. Those guys are fun.
Wait, the entrepreneur isn't he like the long haired dude with the
Yeah, he's
mustache?
got red
Oh yeah,
hair. Yeah,
yeah.
Mhm.
That dude is funny.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just that's crazy.
It was
That's
crazy.
the lengths people go to advertise what program you have to pay for. That's 8 times out of 10 not gonna do much for you.
Yeah,
That you need to learn all the info on the internet
they got
for free.
Homelander, Anthony Starr in a random games app
Oh
now.
yeah, I saw that. I was like, what
Last
the
War
fuck?
Survival. I was like, what? I
He's doing
just saw
that
that
fucking
today.
Yeah.
fake ad shit. I'm like, what are you doing?
What is?
So points, points,
I
points, points.
I feel like they just. I feel like because he's not. I don't remember who it was, but I've seen a couple other like known actors and stuff like in these like weird game commercials, like
Chris Hemsworth in
not
like I think it was Clash of
Dragon Quest or
Clans.
whatever. Clash of
Yeah.
Clans, yeah, like
Honestly, though, this mobile games they rake in so much money. That's why people like a lot of time, like obviously us as like gamers, we don't like mobile games as much because we like the more like
Unless it's
immersive
unless
shit.
it's my
I play
Switch.
solitaire on my phone. Like,
I'll
But
play on
it's
my
like,
Switch.
but it's like there's a huge, like probably a bigger community of like people who play games on the phone, and so many of those games are like monetized to shit that they make like hundreds of millions of dollars a year at most or at least just from like Clash of Clans, fucking Clash Royale. What who's that company Supercell that makes those games? Fuck them, by the way. I heard
oh,
they're like
Brawl
actually
Stars.
Brawl Stars.
I
I heard
think
they're
I think
actually a
John
really
Cena was.
shitty company.
I think John Cena was in a Brawl Stars ad.
Yeah. So they just have like loose change that they can just throw at people, and I feel like
I
a
will say,
mobile game isn't as hard to make than like an actual console game or whatever.
I will say, I do have Brawl Stars on my phone because I did. We
It,
used to.
it passes time. It passes some
Yeah,
time when you're in a
we used to
pinch.
sit there and before quarters started in the morning, like our division would just be sitting there waiting for like the higher ups to come. We'd be sitting there playing Brawl Stars. We'd play a couple of rounds, like in the same party and stuff. That's an emulator.
Yeah, I just have a Switch.
But
Or if
Anyways,
you don't have your Switch and you always have your phone on you, you can just play fucking Pokemon like I am. Grow
but it's
up.
actually it's funny you were mentioning like these companies have all this money because back to gaming, gaming is being gentrified, kind of when you think about it.
Elaborate.
When you think about it with like Sony and all these exclusives and like it just costs money, so much money to get the system, and it costs money to get the games. And now, like if you think about it in the case of Sony, their controllers, they look great. They aren't the best. They aren't the most durable. Stick drift happens. That's more money. You want to play a different game that's not on Sony? You want to play an Xbox exclusive? Either you got to get a PC or you got to get an Xbox. You get a PC, you got to upgrade that every like year or two with new shit. Like I saw a clip of a dude whose graphics card was literally dying as he was playing, just like black screens or squares just started expanding on like everything is just it's just more money, more money, more money. Battle
Yeah.
passes, DLCs. Like it's you can't
It's going
you can't
back
be a
to the
budget gamer. There's no such thing as a
yeah.
budget gamer.
Absolutely not. You're absolutely right. But it goes back to how like hobbies cost too much money. Like gaming is a hobby. I would absolutely like
Hmm.
consider that being my main hobby is like playing games. Fortunately, I'm in a position where I have like a job that can provide me with that source of entertainment outside of work. But most people just like to game, and most people are in situations, especially now when the average game price is like 70 fucking dollars. And then yeah, like you're saying, like every 5 years there's a new console generation that comes out. How are we supposed to keep up? And even if you do try and just get a PC where you can just keep upgrading that here and there, the fucking parts for the PC cost thousands of dollars at times if you actually want like your money's worth. It's just so
Mm,
fucking frustrating.
yeah, quality of games is going down. I mean,
Yeah.
and shit, what was I gonna say?
That's why we always should
Costs
be
money for a
supporting.
monthly subscription to play online. Just to
Yeah.
play online, you have to pay money. Like,
If there's a potential to make money, I'm sure the fucking greedy little executives will swim their way to figure out a way to monetize it.
them spending 400 million on Concord and then it
Now,
flopping is
honestly,
so funny
you
to me.
love to see that though. You hate to see
Yes,
the studio kind of take the blame, take the hit on that, but
but
that's
did you see that studio
that's
was talking to
so
people?
well, yes, but I mean, it's also like you got to think it's passionate artists, it's passionate people who did probably believe in the mission that they were trying to do. And I've been hearing a bunch of stuff come out of like how some of the employees who were there were like there was like a toxic positivity culture at the studio who was making Concord. So if there was something bad about the game, you weren't allowed to say that. You weren't allowed to speak up or
The
have any sort of
colors,
like critical feedback about it. It was just like frowned upon. You had to just follow suit and just keep on chugging along, and obviously that's what happens when you don't have like feedback or like critical feedback, critique critical critiquing. You are going to have just like a subpar game, and obviously the gamers are going to be like, yeah, this is not good. $400 million,
subpar.
absolutely Sony should be responsible and eat that cost.
yeah.
But they're not.
The character
It
designs were
costs them
trash
the
though.
They were
It's like the
they
color
weren't great.
palettes they were using on the, it just looked not good. It just looked.
Yeah.
Bleh. I've seen people like edit. Have you seen that where they'll edit
Yeah,
characters from it? And be
but
like, they would look better as this.
some of them I have seen that guy where he's trying to recreate them, but he's also recreating them in a way that kind of brings out that toxic gamer a little bit, where he took this female character and just made her super scandally clad. It's just like, all right, well now we're going in a different direction with there needs to be a good gray area for character design. The whole like my biggest thing was that they just weren't inspired. They just didn't have any like sort of story attached to them. Like if you look at the characters in Overwatch, you can look at every single one. You could see like the personality in those characters. With Concord, there was just no fucking personality with any of them. They just all looked like generic dweebs.
I hope they
But then,
make Marvel Rivals.
Shit, even predecessor was.
All yeah.
Predecessor was a lot better. Love fucking Predecessor. Have you guys heard about Deadlock?
Yes, those look pretty cool.
I want to fucking play that so bad.
That hero shooter is also
It's
a hero shooter.
it's a hero MOBA.
Actually, yes, dude. Yeah, I do want to try that out. It does look pretty sweet. I ain't gonna lie.
And it's made by Valve, so you're gonna get
I
a good
think I
game.
might have heard
Here.
about it. I'm not sure.
It's been all over. Like Stroud's been playing it out. Like other than his game that just came
CJ
out
Stroud's
too.
Yeah.
been playing it. CJ Stroud has been playing it. That's crazy.
No, he's busy playing football.
Playing football right now.
He plays
Don't
football.
distract him. He's on my fucking fantasy team.
Well, segueing into games that are actually really good.
War-
Space Marine.
Warhammer.
Do we want to do a scores? That's something.
Yes.
Oh, my book is
We don't.
I
You don't
just-
have to get
I
your
will type-
paper, Adrian. Just you can write down
I
the
will
scores
type it out.
later. It's all video. You have the
With the-
recording.
with
Hey.
the, I can't wait for them to come up with more stuff. I think they have made the greatest foundation for like something that could turn into. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Fortnite-esque. Because granted, they are making everything that all the new downloadable content that's coming out will be all free. You don't have to pay for anything else. You're just paying for the drip. I think if they could keep a continuous, because Trey and I have been going deep into the lore, like very
Nerds.
deep. They could go into this for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like they can really make this into something fantastic. It's already great. I love. I'll wait for the scores.
I'll wait for the scores. Well, you can kick us off if you want. Since you are probably the most passionate one here about the game.
Yes. I've been waiting for this game for a year, ever since I saw even like gameplay announced legit like a year ago of like they dropped little clips here and there. I was stoked. I was hooked because I don't know. I haven't really had a place to put my nerd energy lately because I feel like a lot of things have just been kind of lackluster, like with inspiration, like all my regular nerd stuff. I feel like there's not a lot that's being presented to me. So I've always been intrigued by Warhammer, but I never got into it. Started, then Space Marine 2 came out. I got, of course, the Ultra Edition because I was been waiting for a year, so I'm not going to wait another day. And the graphics I think are fantastic, even on my little Xbox Series S. I saw people online talking like, "You're playing on the Xbox Series S, and it's so trash." But I think the graphics look great. The gameplay feels very fluent. You get those melee finishers in when you're in the PvE. I've only gotten to the second level of the campaign, but I was stoked to make my own character. If there's a game where I have the opportunity to be myself in a way, then I'm going to do that. That's going to be me. And the PvP is fun. I saw somebody relate it to like Xbox games back in like original Xbox golden era gameplay. It's fun. You can get on. I saw that they put a patch, Adrian, about fixing the lobbies too. Like that was probably dropped like a couple days ago. So let's hope.
Thank God.
But besides that, dude, I'm always like pretty positive with a lot of these, but I'm gonna keep that streak going. 10 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Fun multiplayer, and I mean, of course, I'm obsessed with the lore. And as I showed these guys earlier, I am very obsessed with everything now. It's my life. It's all I talk about. Macy's learning about lore, and she's not even a part of it. She's a bystander.
She's learning it vicariously through
Yeah,
you.
I was showing her like this 20-minute video on Lionel Johnson, and yeah, dude,
Okay.
it's it's fun. It's so good.
Adrian, did you want to go next? Oh, sorry. Go
I
ahead.
Sorry, one more thing. I just wish, because I see a lot of people on both sides, like um, you see these guys that like get it and they have that weird aggro mentality, like why is one of the guardsmen a woman? And then you know there's a after going to the lore, there's the battle sisters. There's a female custodies, and there I was listening to this guy. He's an old hammer. Like he's been playing since like the '80s. Like this dude looks like it too. Um, and he was talking. He's like the women custodies have always had women within their ranks. Like that's written in the books. It's just they never had one come to light like the animation recently did. Um, and there's like the battle sisters, and I think that could bring so much more to the game. Like because there's like my fiance, she's like a full on gamer. She usually when I'm playing, she's right there. And I think if they had that type of inclusivity where they would add the battle sister class, or even there's other um, women added to it. I think it could bring so much more on top of everything, and it's real. So like, I don't get like these guys. And then I saw this one guy. I'm sure you guys saw the clip where they're um, like why is this guy a black space marine? There's no black space marines, brother.
Salamanders are all black.
Yes, yes. Like, do you know Vulcan? Do you know the dude Vulcan? Shut your mouth. He's like, and he kept like reiterating. He was like, I don't really know too much about the lore. Then shut up. Shut up.
It's
Putting
something I actually
putting
want to talk about. There's a big movement on people who are trying to cancel games for being too woke. We can talk about that
define
later.
woke.
Define woke. But anyways,
Hold
Adrian,
on.
you're
Putting
next. We're still
putting first
reviewing,
off,
so I don't want to get into it.
putting current Earth standards of race onto something that happens so far in the future, so far away from Earth, is
Yeah. It,
Yeah,
and it's fantasy. Like, why
yeah.
are we
Hey
doing?
guys, it's a science
why
fiction.
doesn't this alien speak English? That's how it sounds to me.
Yeah.
Or
You want
orcs
us
do
to
speak English.
create a completely different language that doesn't exist for maybe a possibility 40,000 years from now that it could be a possibility? Likelihood it's never going to be a possibility? Shut the fuck up.
Like, anyways, first off, game, what was your score?
10.
10.
10. I should have guessed that. Um, I'll give it a mm,
Vote with your
9.8,
heart, Adrian.
9.9. I give it like a. I give it a 9.8 because I really like the game. Is super fun. I can play it alone. I still haven't even touched the campaign. I can play it with friends. A couple of things that are like minor, like following this weird new game standard where party sizes are only 3 people. I don't get this. I don't get this. When did people not be able to game with more than 2 people? Like, I don't understand this.
Because the birth rates are going down, Adrian. There's
Like,
not enough people, apparently.
I just
Especially
always
the
feel like that.
PVE, like the PVE sector. Especially like the PVE sector. Like, why is
Yeah,
that? That's like with old. I hear Nerf divers it has improved, but that's neither here nor there. I get where you're coming from though.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that always just because the combat you can make to PvP, you can make that like a what 8v8. I mean, that doesn't sound too unreasonable. There's six different classes and only two classes per like match. So like,
Two classes of the same.
yeah, you might have two heavies, two bulwarks, two assaults, and like two tacticals or some shit. Like, but you can also do that in response. Like it'll still kind of balance itself out. Can't really get too cheesy with it because I feel like it could just happen back to you. I do really like that, like the fact that you can change your class mid round, mid game. It's handy in case you like, I don't want to fucking use this,
Oh,
or
dude.
oh, I'm better with this on this map. Um, I get the idea of like the heavy being you got to have the big gun and stuff, but like no melee capability at all. Like I get you could swing your big gun, but like you're so vulnerable to like three classes that can just charge at you, and one of them you can't do damage if they put up their shield as the bulwark. They just run up on you,
You leave him out of this.
swinging their sword, and the hitbox range is it's very weird. I'll be dodging already far back, and they'll like stab forward, and I get hit. But I bet you if you looked like if you could
Right in the ankle.
turn the camera to the side, like fucking see that it doesn't even touch me. Like
You got hit in the ankle.
like I don't like some of it's annoying. Fighting the assaults, not the hardest thing, but it's very annoying. I mean, but
Freaking
I enjoy
fly
it. I've
boys.
I've figured out how to play better as a heavy. I figured out how to play well as a tactical. I like playing as tactical a lot. That's pretty good. Um, the operations, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more story, more operations and stuff. There's replayability and doing it on higher difficulties, but they're not quick. Like even I
Dude,
did one
you.
alone last night. It was like 40 minutes. Like a
Yeah.
good like 30 minutes, good 30 40 minutes. Fighting like honestly doing the operations alone is fucking challenging
Oh, yeah.
because every like elite or higher enemy was like dead set on charging me. Like at the end of the first operation, I had the fucking the not the lictor, or it was the one of the elites that has like the fucking big scythe hands and it goes invisible and shit.
Oh.
I had one of those
Uh,
chasing me and like 9 or 10 of the other elites and all the other little Tyranids just fucking swarming me. It was nuts. It was challenging. But uh I mean I'll give it a 9.9 because
There you go.
I won't complain about the servers because that is going to get fixed. And it's honestly not bad playing alone. I didn't have any problems. So it's not like
And
the
dude,
worst. It
they're
does
about to
get
have like a
annoying.
horde mode.
Yeah, there's still a lot to come. And
That's gonna be nuts.
we've been playing it for what, 3 weeks now, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
almost. Like, I
Even
mean,
then,
I
like the
haven't been able to get on
PvP,
as much, but it's it's good.
even then, like the PvP is still fun too. Like you can get on there when the servers are working. You can get on there, just run some games with your buddies, and it just gives that old like
Yeah.
multiplayer Halo kind of feel to me. Like it's not like overly complicated combat. It's pretty straightforward. You know, I wish the
Mm.
assaults would get one less fly, but hey, that's me.
Yeah.
No, we need it.
One more thing.
Getting
One more thing.
smashed 3 times in a
Just
row
shoot
is
up.
great.
Dude, I swear to God, if I get
You can
shot,
spam it.
if I'm up, I have to like hold down my hammer for it takes like 3 seconds. I'm in the air. If I get shot twice in the air, I'm dead. I die.
Yeah, as a tactical, I've been countering them a lot, especially because you get a better dive back as a tactical, like a dodge back. So as soon as I see them like coming down, I'm already like taking 2 dodges back, and as soon as they land, I just
Yeah.
start laying into them. I just unlocked frag
I don't
grenades
know
and
what
start just
this.
throwing them bitches at them.
I don't know if this guy modded him, but I was a bulwark, and he legit did back to back 3 times, like just fly up, bang, fly up, bang,
You
fly
got to
up,
think
bang.
like the fly up is like 2 seconds. You have to hold it down for 3 seconds just to initiate your thing, but you also have to aim with it. So 2 seconds to get up, 3 seconds to come down, or 3 seconds in the air because you still have to aim. I'm giving like 3 to 5 seconds, and then it takes another 2 seconds to come back down. We're wide open for the snips.
Yeah, I was gonna say one more thing. I do like playing with that. The fact that playing with randos, not every time, is like a fucking just in the dark, try to follow each other thing. Like you can hear the game chat still when you're in party chat, which is like a lot of games, but people don't really like overuse it. I'll have some people that are like, it's one dude and he's just like giving call outs, but a lot of people are like
For
they
the
ping
Imperial!
stuff and like I've had last night when I was playing, like I had guys who were just like pinging this area, and like you look over, there's a dude sitting there. It's like, oh shit, they're marking people. Like it's been good communication playing online, which I've liked. It's not a bunch of fucking assholes just doing what they want.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Imagine ranked. That's gonna be so cool.
Are you finished, Adrian?
Yeah, 9.9. I'm done. Sorry.
All right.
Fantasy football.
Don't hate me. Giving it an 8.5.
Damn. Hater.
Not a hater, but I feel like Gannon probably said it best. It's a game from like the Xbox 360 era, like fun. But to me, I feel like the the physics in the game are very just like one dimensional. It's just very wide hitboxes. There's not a lot of like maneuverability. Yeah, you got your dodges that are just like literally like a grid. There's just not a lot of like things you can like. I feel like it's just a very linear thing, and you just shoot hordes of enemies. I do like the combat. I think it's a lot of it's just dumb fun, where you can turn your brain off and just have a bunch of fun. But to me, I don't think they're doing anything insanely different. I don't think they're doing anything that is trying to make them the greatest game of all time. And I'm not saying that they should be doing that. I'm saying this year alone we've had multiple game of the year contenders that are 10 out of 10s. To me, this just isn't on the same scale. I will say though, it's a lot of fun. I'm having a great time. I think it's such a unique experience. Like I said, like you feel like a badass playing this game. Like countering like these little jumpy dudes that come at you, you can grab them if you time your block right, and you have a kill animation. The sword, like I love the hand to hand combat in the game. It's dumb fun. It's dumb fun, but to me, they're just not doing anything too different that is going to put them over the top of some other games that I've played, even on the 360. Like I just feel like games kind of similar to it have done what they are doing better. I would
Like
honestly
a
say
year roadmap of free DLC.
that's cool. That's cool, but where is it? I have to wait for it. If they have all this stuff planned, just release it.
We know that
I
it
understand
takes
it's like they just
time.
want to keep that longevity of a game. I know it takes time, but and I'm not saying if they keep adding stuff to it, that's great. But I'm not going to review stuff that isn't out yet. You know, if they put it in a horde mode and it is like the best thing ever, I'll come back to this review and I'll be like, I was
Review the
wrong
fact,
about
though.
Space Marine.
Review the fact that the stuff that they're releasing that isn't cosmetic is gonna be free. You don't gotta pay.
I I understand. I understand that
That's so much better than like 80% of the games right now.
But Helldivers did the same thing too. They have a roadmap. They have the game that is much cheaper, $40. No microtransactions. They have a map. They have a roadmap of all this new content that's coming out. I was able to play Helldivers over at a buddy's house, and I hate to say it, even with the nerfs, I had more fun playing Helldivers. I just felt like the physics felt better, the gunplay felt better, the customization was better. I was just having a lot more. I felt like I could get a lot more immersed into Helldivers. The thing with
I come to realize that you're just a heretic, really, is what it is.
you can call me whatever it is. I understand. I understand this is definitely pushing buttons, but I still think it is a great game. It is definitely up there. It should be in consideration for a game of the year. I don't think it'll win game of the year, and I wouldn't personally put it in my own game of the year winning game. But I will say, like, I love how they separated the campaign and the operations and the PvP. You have a completely separate campaign mission and story that you can go along with. I haven't fully completed that, so maybe I am just missing out. But all the operations, I love how it's just like a side story of some of the side characters that is kind of going along with the main campaign. And I love how that's like where you can customize your character and make him however it is you want to make him, and you unlock stuff as you complete those objectives and complete the matches in the games. And it's separate in PvP as well. Like you have your own separate loadouts, you have your own separate things that you unlock through there as well. I think that's a really smart way to do it. I just wish like Warhammer is so lore heavy. They really should have leaned into that more. Because I mean, I'm a new guy coming into the Warhammer lore, and I'm trying to get immersed, and I'm having to rely on Gannon to tell me stuff about some of the chapters and stuff. And I know they have like these little like sections that tell you a little bit about the chapters. I just wish there was like more in the story or more in the operations missions that you would do that would teach you more about that, or just kind of help a little bit. I would just love to have more missions that like helped you out with like the world and stuff, and like taught you, like really get you like invested into the lore of Warhammer. Because I mean, all I can tell is that I can, like, for me when I was picking my chapter, I was just kind of looking at like which color looked the coolest, because there wasn't really like anything wrong with choosing one over the other. Or so I mean, and there's no like commitment to keeping that either, so you could just switch it around and stuff. And I know like the chapters are a very important part into Warhammer lore. The game just doesn't reinforce that. But I will say the gameplay is fun. It's dumb, stupid fun. I love playing it. I would love to play. I would love to keep playing it, and I hope they keep coming out with new content. I just don't think it's like a perfect game. I wish there was just more like movement capabilities. It's just like you're a big tanky guy that's walking around. I will say the class variations are there for sure. Like you choose a class, and it's definitely different. It's definitely a different feel, but overall the looks and the aesthetics of everybody, all the classes are all pretty much the same. But I mean, that's just Warhammer, I guess, you know? So it kind of has to be kind of accurate to that. But still, I just wish they would have explained lore a little bit more. Maybe they will with the new operation missions coming out. But another thing with the operations missions, there's only 6. So, and I think for longevity sake, most people are going to probably be playing with their buddies with the PvP and PvE. There's only 6 operations missions. I know Adrian said they are long missions and there's a lot of replayability for each of those missions, but overall I still felt like, oh, there's only 6 missions that we can choose from. I just felt like that was lacking a little bit from launch. I don't know. I would have liked more. I just kind of felt like we bought the game early, so it was an extra, like $40, 110 total. I just felt like I didn't get $110 worth of game, in my opinion. Still a great game. Love it. But
Boo.
8.5 out of 10. Sorry.
Heretic. What do you rate Persona
That
5?
brings
Persona
the
4,
total
wherever
to
the frick you play.
9.46.
Get it right. I would give Persona 5 like an 8.
So Space Marine 2 gets zero point 0.5 higher than a turn-based game.
The thing with Persona 5 is that I'm not even finished with it, and I put in 150 hours. That's just how long and how huge the story is.
With turn-based combat, you could make it longer.
There's more.
Because
There's more than just the turn-based combat. You have like actual like a social thing that you would have to consider as well to upgrade your personas and all these other things. It's not just turn-based. It's just like Pokemon too. It's just a different combat system. I'm not. I would never put Persona
Pokemon
and Space
better.
Marine in the same category and try to compare the two because they are two completely different games. But I still think Space Marine is a better complete game than Persona. But Persona, it's definitely a game that you would put way more hours into because it requires that. With Space Marine, you're done. Technically, if you're just playing by yourself, you're done at like 15 hours. If you don't want to do any of the online stuff, because it's the same like 3-4 maps, if you finish all the operations missions, if you don't want to do them on harder difficulties, you completed that. If you don't really care about unlocking all the customization stuff, outside of that, what else is there besides the campaign? That's 15 hours worth of content. I know you can get more, obviously, if you replay missions that are out, but it's fun. It's dumb, stupid fun. But I will, before I get more crucified, I'll end it there.
All right, that brings the total to 9.46.
Woo!
So, somebody's whack.
So, I don't want to hear it from you, Elden Ring. 9.9.
Hey,
Literally one of the best games in this generation. You give it 9.9.
I fixed it. I went back
You
and
did
fixed
fix
it.
it. He
Well,
learned from his mistakes.
He learned from his mistakes. So when Space Marine continues to put out content, put out updates, I might come back to my review. And I'll be like, you know what? I was a little harsh. Maybe it's a 9.
Do you want to get your charger?
I don't know. I have
See,
mine right
but-
here, actually.
You're
Where
gonna
is
want to
it?
do a whole 0.5 jump, or like you want to go a whole 0.5. I don't even want a 0.1. Yeah,
I don't like
I don't
anything outside of like 0.5. I don't like anything because it just doesn't feel like where are we calculating these like 0.1s from? I was gonna give it an 8. I bumped it up.
Especially well.
half the time we get on the game, I can't even play. We can't even play together because of server issues. To me, and they were working on this game for how long? 10 years? They couldn't get the servers to work.
See, that's a whole different issue I've talked to about with GAN, where game developers or companies, whatever, they just don't just have the foresight where you're just like, how many people are we expecting at launch? Triple the server space for that amount of people. Just triple the server space. Like, it's not hard to do that, because then you have to fix shit. It's gonna be bad at launch. Take the cost of tripling the server space, and it's gonna come back in the quality of the game at launch when people aren't having server problems, especially where that's like the only problem. There hasn't been any actual like bugs in the game, no glitches or anything. It's just server.
Mm-hmm. I would say it's a very well polished game. There's not a lot of bugs. It's just, yeah, if you're trying to have fun with the friends, it's a coin flip.
There's a lot of bugs. There's bugs everywhere.
Yeah, you kill them.
How we feeling though?
Well, I didn't want to bring down the whole mood. I'm sorry, guys.
I think we're good here.
No, it's just, jeez, yap much? Like, fuck.
For $1 million, you have to win a fight with an anime character. Who are you picking?
Any anime character.
Any anime character. I can go first. That little fucking grape bitch from My Hero Academia.
You got it all wrong.
He's smoking you, bro.
Wrong.
No. I'm punting him into next week.
Ichigo's little sister.
He's gonna throw. How are you gonna dodge the great balls? No, I'm taking it even a step further. One of the female cooks, like the main female cook from Food Wars.
Why a female? Why is it? You can't just beat up a cook.
Definitive.
It's easier, Adrian. Oh my god.
$1 million? You think I want to have a chance to lose? Hell no.
Yeah, $1 million. That's why I went for.
I'm pretty sure a girl could kick your ass.
No. I'm coming in with a drop kick. She's not.
We're leaving it in, guys. You can cancel him if you want.
You want to fight somebody who becomes a superhero. I'm fighting somebody.
Hey guys, in the comments, ask Chase about Wingstop.
Yeah, ask me. I think it's pretty good. I think it's all right. I think Wingstop is okay.
Fill in the context of what you will. You can add anything. It starts with R and ends with ism.
I'm racist against Wingstop.
Yeah.
Just say the word, Chase.
Just said that.
But how we feeling?
No, I guarantee you. What's his name? Fucking Midori?
He's smoking
Mineta?
you, bro.
No, I'm killing him.
You're not beating him, bro.
He has superpowers, and he has some
he has
sort of
the worst.
durability.
He has the worst superpower.
Okay, you walk in the room. You see how fast he throws those things. Next thing you know, you're pinned against a wall, and he comes up and he's just
touching you.
Bah, bah, and he's probably gonna like it too.
Yeah, he's probably 6 years. Dude, he has like the body of a 6-year-old. I'm sure I could.
Have you ever seen him
break off his ball?
You have the body of a 9-year-old. What's the difference?
You ever seen him throw those things, bro? They're going against like Omega level characters, like villains, and bro's out there just with those, and he's still slinging them. He has no fear. You think a Chase insert last name is going to be running up to him and be like, "I'm going to smoke you, little dude"? No, he's like, "Wah wah 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 wah." Next thing you're up against a wall. You're like, "Wow, I didn't see this coming," and he's like, "You're going to see me coming."
And then he spits in sand and just starts.
TKO.
No, I'm definitely smoking him.
Dude,
you guys picked lame characters.
Yeah.
Pick somebody that can actually put up a fight.
We're
no,
just
it's $1
regular
million.
humans, dog.
Why?
Yeah. Why would I do that? Why would I pick? Like,
You don't think you could you don't think you could like beat L in a fight?
L?
from Death Note.
Are you serious? That dude's beating me up.
Light?
He figures out my
Creepy. Why would
name
I
and
want
I'm
to fight him?
toast.
Well, just don't tell him your name. That's the whole point of the series. I'm sure you could definitely punch him in the face before he starts writing your name down in a notebook.
Chase, let me ask you this. All right? Take anime out of it. Take anime out of it. If somebody says $1 million, you got to fight this guy with superpowers or this female cook, who are you fighting?
I would never hit a woman. I'm picking the guy with the
You're
superpowers.
you're morally bankrupt and you're morally just financially bankrupt.
I don't have $1 million now.
And
I
possibly
don't.
dead.
$1 million wouldn't go a long way. I feel like.
Long enough for me to make some shit
Yeah.
shake. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jeez. I feel like it's growing off trees with just that.
I'm still, go about life and work and stuff. I'm just have a nest egg. from
Adrian, pick
eating
another
the shit out of some
character.
chef. No.
I think it's funny you're going after Adrian's. I went for someone that's like 9 years old. That I'm just gonna
That's
punch.
fine. I mean, my guy's like 9 years old.
Yeah, but he has superpowers.
He looks like a
Mine is
9-year-old.
mine is just a full-on child that I'm just gonna. Sorry, just got to do this. $1 million. You know what? I'll even give you
You know
a
what,
couple
Chase?
thousand for your college fund.
Chase,
I'm
I
really
will
making
change
wish.
it.
Is really what it is.
I will change it. Who's the what's her name? Full Metal Alchemist that got turned into a dog. Get in his hands.
She did not turn into a dog. She did not.
She was
that's-
turned into a dog by her dad.
Yeah. She got turned into a dog, same verbiage. It
No,
wasn't by
it's
her.
not. It's so different. It's actually one of the most heartbreaking part of the
Stupid
entire
computer.
series, bro. Not
So
like
you
it's some
got
kind of super ability where she's like, I can turn into a dog.
you got canceled
Same-
once. Now you're getting
same-
canceled again
same-
for a worse thing.
Same verbiage, all right? I wasn't saying she turned into a dog of her own consent.
Said she can turn into a dog.
She's also not getting
No,
these
I said
hands with
turned into a
consent
dog.
either.
Whether she's a girl or a dog, I changed my answer like you wanted. Getting these hands. For
You know
$1
what?
million.
I'm going to be the ultimate morally just. I'm going to go against Bradley. And then I'll just die. There. No one wins
Bradley who?
from Full Metal. Eye patch. Remember eye patch? I can't tell if you guys are frozen or if you guys are just.
No, I
I'm
can't
trying to
think
think.
of who you're talking about. Eye patch. Bradley?
You guys are messing with me. He was literally like one of the big bads of the entire series.
Oh, Wrath?
Yeah,
What series?
but
Full Metal.
Full Metal.
He was like the
I've-
Führer.
His
I've
name was
never
Bradley
watched
at
all the way
first,
through.
but then yes, he is also Wrath. Once he really revealed what he is.
Because under his eye patch was a homunculus or whatever.
Actually,
Hmm.
changing my answer a second time. You
Third time.
Have you guys seen? I've seen it on Crunchyroll. It's an anime where an old couple magically gets turned younger to like.
Bruh, are you
Give up
watching
a
my
wife.
wife got taken to a kindergartner?
No, that's my answer.
No.
I'm beating the fuck out of that guy from that anime. It's like, you, sir, need to be put in jail. But I'm gonna just kill you
Jail him.
anyways.
Like, I don't even understand. Like, this guy had this entire story he wrote.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, you can find
Yeah.
us on all streaming platforms. I'm talking Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, and realistically, every single place that has podcasts on it. And we also have our Patreon for $3 a month.
Only $3?
Only $3 a month is what it is, guys. And even then, you can find all of our content any place, anywhere, anytime.
Mm.
We appreciate you for stopping by.
Mm.
Peace, love, prosperity.
Mm.
Adrian, back to you.
Got anything, Chase?
come back next week and we talk about the woke mind virus affecting video games.
I'm woke right now.
He did that on his own free will.
Dude.
That's
Nah,
how they
that's
act
not.
like. They act like it. They act like it's a real virus. Like I'm woke.
I think he had
Race got me
rabies.
a hold.
Yeah, I actually just have rabies. A fear of water.
That is all the time we have for you today on the Something Original podcast. My name is Adrian.
And I'm Chase.
And I was and will always be a lion. Peace.
Peace
Peace
out,
out,
guys. Bye.